Namaste everyone. Very warm welcome to Satsang today. Muji ji ki jai. So happy to see you all. Very good to see you. The way to ask questions in the Hangout is to unmute your mic and start speaking. And if you're outside the Hangout, you can post your questions in the question and answers application and we will see it here.
Pranam, Ananta, may I start?
Yes, Prasanjit, very happy to see you here.
Same here. I'm so happy to see you.
Very good. Very good.
With your kind consent, may I ask you a question?
Yes, please, of course.
Okay, thank you so much. How do I stop believing that I am a person? How does the stop believing happens?
Very good. So this is what we say that when a thought arises, there are two forces that can work on this thought. One is the force of attention and second is the force of belief. See? So first we must see this because many times we mix up attention and belief. So what we can do is we can wait for a thought to come, and even if complete attention is going to it, it cannot cause any suffering. It cannot cause any attachments. It is only when we make it personal by giving it our belief that it becomes an attachment, it becomes a desire, it becomes an aversion, it feels like it belongs to me, it has some meaning and it has some value. So, simpler to begin with is don't worry about attention. Because many times when we come to satsang, then we get into the struggle that I will stop paying attention to my thoughts.
Right.
So that can seem very tiring initially because attention will go to some of these deeply identified thoughts.
Right.
But it is much simpler to withdraw our belief. Like we keep saying in satsang that if I say don't give your attention to a pink elephant, then immediately you'll imagine a pink elephant.
Exactly. Yes.
That does not make you believe that you are a pink elephant.
Right.
So belief is completely easier to handle than attention is, at least initially. See? Now your
Right.
question was, how do I withdraw belief from this concept of personhood? Or
Right.
how do I stop believing that I am a person? Now,
Right.
this concept of personhood is derived from all the identities that we have picked up along the way. So we say that if your entire identity of being a person is like one big photo album, then
Right.
every single thought that you believe goes into this as a photo. So
Right.
the first thing we say is that if you can throw the entire photo album out, that is the best. But sometimes you come back and you say that the entire photo album is difficult. Then we
Right.
say, okay, let's break it up into sections at least.
Right.
You can't throw the entire photo album. Can we at least break it up into sections? So the person is made up of these identities. Right? So the identity could be husband, the identity could be son, the identity could be brother, the identity could be businessman. All
Right.
these be different sections in this photo album which make Prasanjit a person, isn't it?
Right. Right.
So if it feels like it's too difficult to let go of all identities, all thoughts, then let's figure out which are the ones which push the most buttons, which which seem like almost automatic where belief goes to them. You see, the mind will also say, but it's automatic. It automatically is happening. So we can look at those identities where it seems like it is automatic. So we say that the husband identity is very strong,
Right.
other identity or the worker identity is very strong. So we can look at these identities and we can see, so where is this husband? Where
Right.
is this brother? Where is this employee or
Right.
businessman? Where is this? And in this simple inquiry, you will find that there is no such thing. There is no
Right.
such thing.
Exactly.
And when you find that there is no such thing as a husband or wife or employee or businessman or any of these identities, even the seeker identity, there is no such thing even as a seeker. Even the one who
Right.
wants freedom is the imagined one, is the impossible one.
Right.
So it is very good sometimes that we say that most thoughts go. We say that all thoughts go, only this one or these few ones still have the potential to push my buttons.
Right.
And that is pointing you to which part of the photo album still feels meaningful to you. What is this part which is still meaningful for me? That I'm willing to give up all other identities, but this one seems very real, but this one seems like I'm attached to it, you see.
Right.
So when suffering comes, when these thoughts come, don't feel that it is something bad. Know that this is also grace and it is showing you which identities still remain.
Right.
It remains strongly. So there are two options which we said. One is through the entire photo album, which means let go of belief in all thoughts, and automatically the concept that I am a person will get diluted
Right.
because I am a person depends on all of these sub identities. You see. They
Right.
cannot be a person without an attribute. There must be a person which is attached to attributes, which are all of these identities that we speak of. So you
Right.
can throw the entire photo album, or you can take it section by section. But don't try to do it photo by photo. You see, that will become too long drawn a process.
Right. Right. Yes, I understand. I'll just take one more minute of your time. This person thing is nothing but a concept in the mind.
Yes,
It is a concept.
yes,
So, with me, because of immense grace of God, this concept altogether gets dropped suddenly.
yes,
And then there is obviously undescribable peace. There
yes,
is freedom from time, past and future, anxiety and everything. But it comes back again and again because the mind is very sneaky. It comes back
yes,
initially because this experience is so blissful. I was seeking and searching for these experiences,
yes,
but now I want to, I want to experience the one in whom or within whom it unfolds, within whom it blossoms,
yes.
not just the experience.
Very good. This is a very good question. So, what you say is that when belief in the person concept gets dropped through grace,
Right.
then all becomes very peaceful. And then, when this false concept is dropped, then what remains? What remains?
Nothing of the false identity remains. What remains is pure awareness.
Yes, yes. And if you're in the waking state, there will be the pure seeing or the pure awareness, and within that, you will see that the presence of pure being is there. Because in the waking state, this being is ever present, isn't it? You cannot
Right.
say, so if I were to say, can you stop being now?
It's not possible.
It's not possible. So this being is ever present in the waking state or the dream state. So these these are there irrespective of whether the identity is bubbling up or the identity is faded away.
Right.
Okay? So even when identity is there, it's not like you actually become a person. It is only that you have the power of belief and hence you start pretending to be a person, isn't it?
Right.
So if I were to say, can you stop being the witness now? Or can you stop being aware now? You will say it is not possible, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yes. So, irrespective of which state is coming, whether it is the state of grief or it's a state of bliss, this witnessing remains.
Right.
Okay? So, the point of freedom is not to bring you to a particular state, but to remind you that you are the one beyond all of these states and you are just watching this movie screen change every moment, but you are unattached to what is coming up.
Right.
It is actually unattached to what is coming up, isn't it?
Right.
There's no mechanism actually for the witnessing to get attached. It is the son of the witnessing, which is the being, which seems to have this power of belief. But pure
Right.
witnessing or pure awareness seems to be far away from all these attachments and desires and aversions.
Right.
So the minute some suffering comes up, we can quickly check and say, who am I? What am I believing myself to be right now?
Right.
Quickly it will be found that some concept, some photo got picked up and it was put in the photo album. And the minute it is seen this way, you can just throw it away.
Right.
So like you rightly said, it is not about getting to any states because no state is the ultimate. You see, every state is coming and going. No state comes and stays.
Right. Right.
You are the one in which all of these states will come and go, and you are the untouched witness of all of these.
Right. Because now I don't want to have another 3 4 day spiritual experience and then it's back to the
Yeah.
same old thing. Now it has to be permanent, in
Yeah. I lost your audio, and your video became dark also. Yes, we see you. I don't know whether you still hear us. Mhm. We can hear, yes. And we can see a much darker visual now, and we can't hear you though. Let me try to. Something happened with your computer, and you're not able to hear. Yes, yes. So he's not able to speak, but he can hear us. So I got a gist of what the question was. He said that I don't want even a spiritual experience now. I've had plenty of those, and it's not relevant for me to have 3 4 days of bliss and then the same thing comes. You see? So for this, we have given the master key to you. The master key is just don't believe your next thought. Just don't believe your next thought. You see? And in this simple pointing, then you will find that this, what you are, stays irrespective of what states come and go. So, whatever, no matter how tempting it is, keep your wallet in your pocket, don't take it out, and don't buy anything that the mind is selling. And also, don't have any distinguishing. So, the mind will come and say, but this is okay for satsang, but at work, you need to be this, you have to follow my instructions at work. It's not true. You will find that life is unfolding most beautifully in all environments, in all relationships, without reliance on this ego. Very good, very good. And if your audio comes back, you can speak again. But thank you so much. So lovely to see you here. Very good, very happy. A big thank you to all of you. I believe it is Thanksgiving day today, at least in the United States. I'm not sure about the rest of the world. So big thank you to all of you here in this beautiful Sangha and all beings all across the world and the universe. Amba has the moderator role today, so she's looking way more stressed out than usual. Yes, now she's back to her usual self. Okay, let's hear from Louise. You ready, Louise?
Hi.
Yeah.
Hi. Um, yeah, I don't have anything to say. You know, I'm just, mm, um, I don't know what to say now. It just, passed. No.
So if you were to look now, when we discussed earlier, you said that sometimes it can seem to be all mixed up. This concept of who I am seems to get mixed up with the personal identity, isn't it? At least that's what was happening a while ago.
Yeah. Yeah. It seems to be just I was laying down earlier, not long ago, and just the sense of being. It seems to be connected. Like it's as though the only constant is thinking, but I think this is something that's got a bit confused. It's actually a sense of being. The
Hmm.
constant was felt as a constant thinking, or a constant sort of blur.
Yes.
But I think this is actually being that the mind has labelled thinking.
Thinking is very simple to look at, you see. So when there is a thought, we say that it is thinking. And in the space between thoughts, we say that there is no mind. You see, so thinking cannot be constant. That can be very quickly checked. It's definitely not thinking which you're saying can be constant. Then it can feel like
Yeah.
some energy is here. Some energy is here. Like the blur you said, you see, so it becomes all blurry and hazy and unclear. So this blur can be there. But what is not blurry is the witnessing of this, isn't it? So the blurring is still the content, isn't it? But there is a witnessing of this content, so you're able to report that the blurring is here.
Yeah.
So the blurring is seen, but the seeing is not blurred. You see? So we can slow it down. If it's feeling again confusing, you can say that, okay, this is like the glass in front of us is completely misty, maybe there was some fog or something like that, and there's a big window in front of us, and that window is completely blurry. But does that mean that our eyes have become blurry? No. You see, what is seen like? It seems like it's all blur everywhere. So we are in this big glass house, and all the windows are blurred up because of the fog. This does not mean that the eyes have become blurry. You see this?
Yeah.
The same way, if this energetic blurring is happening, then the blurring is seen, but the witnessing is untouched by this blurring also. And we can check this. We can check this.
Yeah. I don't know. It just feels like the blurring is all there is. at the moment,
All that appears,
or
maybe we can
sometimes.
say, you see. So even that we can say that all that is appearing is this blurriness. But who is witnessing this blurriness?
I don't know.
Yes, and that's why maybe what you could do is you could just close your eyes and check. You could just check who is seeing the blurriness. Take your time, we're in no rush. You will see that the blurriness is seen by the same one who sees thoughts, who sees emotions. All of this can be witnessed by this witnessing. And sometime about now, the mind might try to come in and say something that it's not working, or this really, I've tried this before and it doesn't work. All this kind of rubbish it might want to come in and say. But you just let it come and let it go. Without any effort, nothing to be done, just a simple observing of whether the witnessing is also blurry or the blurriness is also part of just the content which is appearing. Where are you in all of this? Are you part of the blur or are you witnessing this? And don't tell me your mind's conclusion. Don't tell me your mind's conclusion. See? Because the thought will be wanting to come up and say, oh, it didn't really work. Nothing, it's not clear. Mhm.
Hmm.
Okay, tell me your mind's conclusion if you have to.
I don't want to. I'd rather not.
But the one who is seeing even this conclusion, is that affected by the conclusion?
I don't know.
So you're watching what is happening in front of you on the computer or the iPad, isn't it? You're watching that. In the same way, you're watching the emotions which are happening inside. You're watching the thoughts come and go, and all is allowed to come and go. all is allowed to come. But I know what you are, which is the witnessing of all of this. The good news is that no matter what you are believing right now, I cannot believe it. Okay, what are you believing right now?
I don't even know. I can't actually even think, so I don't even know what the problem is. But which there's something obviously.
Don't believe that as well. So this is already very good, you see. I don't know how to think, which is the best news. Best news. I don't know how to think. Then you say, I don't even know what the problem is. So if you don't know what the problem is, then how can you be so sure there is one? Hmm? Because there are some feelings which appear, isn't it? So there's an expectation that because I am free, I have understood, then these feelings of feeling bad or feeling of some sort of grief or suffering should not apply.
Charlie,
It's okay, it's okay.
hey, Charlie, come here. Come here.
He wants to join Satsang as well.
Yeah, he's having a bark. Come here. Let me see that.
Hello. So tell me whose feelings they are. Because you seem to be convinced that they are my feelings. When these feelings appear, can you show me whose feelings they are?
Not really. They just, I don't know. I guess there is an expectation that feelings will stop, or certain things will stop.
Yes. And whose expectation is it? I'm sorry, I know I'm sounding a bit like the Advaita police today, but I feel we need to get to the root of this. You see, we say that there used to be an expectation that the quality of feelings will be different now, or at least that the bad feelings will stop. And whose expectation was this? It was again the imagined one, isn't it? Because for what you are, it doesn't matter what feelings come and go. You know that you are untouched by all of this. I cannot make a enlightened being out of the person. We have to get the person out. Many times in satsang, I hear that the person wants this freedom for itself. But freedom is from the person and not for the person. You see? So the one that has expectations is not you. It's just part of the appearance. What makes them your expectations? It only the belief in the thought that they are mine, or that they are meaningful or valuable, or belief that it should be that way. So a thought comes, but now you should not have these bad feelings, or now you should only be in bliss. You know what to do with that thought, right?
It's just the last few weeks. Like, it's prior to this, there's been the ability to see and notice these things and drop. But the last few weeks, it's just like everything's coming and everything's getting believed, and it's like, I don't know.
Yes. So today I've heard this. Somebody called me today and said that this has been happening for the last 3 months, and she's not heard any satsang. She's been completely out of it in this seeming storm. So she called me and said that the last 3 months have been like this. So if you were speaking to her, what would you tell her?
It'll be alright. It'll be okay. It'll pass.
Pass, and that the last 3 months are not relevant. Let's start from right now.
Yeah.
What is here right now, isn't it?
Yeah.
So if you go to drop all our conclusions, all our expectations, and just see what is here right now, what would your answer be? It's very simple. Are you here or not? Are you here?
Yeah.
I've never heard her so meek actually.
I just don't know what to say. Like, I don't want what's happening to come out, really. Like, all this belief and stuff. I'm just trying not to follow it and give attention to it. So I do feel really meek because this is where it feels like the attention is coming from.
So first now, for right now, don't resist anything. If there's some anger coming, you want to lash out at me or something like that, don't even resist. Or you want to say your what you're saying is making no sense, all of that is welcome. Just don't resist anything at all. Okay, so because that is draining your energies in some way, you just let go and let it just flow the way it is wants to.
Okay.
Yes. So don't try to hold on to anything. Don't feel that what is the Sangha going to think of me if I speak all this, then and somewhere this conflict that it's all rubbish what I'm speaking, all this can go. All this can go. Just drop all this effort and completely naturally you can just see what is here now. And there is no right or wrong answer. There is no right or wrong answer. So whatever you feel like, what is here now, even if it seems like the worst answer possible, you can go ahead and give it.
Blur. That's the only thing that feels like here. It's just a big blur.
Yes, yes. And where is it? Where is this blur?
In my eyes. In my head, in the front of my head.
Yes. So here it seems all blurry. What does this blur look like? Can you define a little bit? What is it?
It's like just an inability to comprehend, to think, to just make sense of anything, and just like a yeah, just an inability to focus or something. I don't know. It's just like.
So does it appear visually as well? You see the blur, or it's just that you can't
It feels
comprehend?
like a soup.
Hmm?
It just feels like this soup. Like this. I'm in a soup.
It feels like you are in a soup.
Yeah. Yeah. Just a thick soup.
And who is looking at this soup? Is that also inside the soup? Is that how it's feeling?
It's just it can be seen. It's just that everything to communicate or function is through the soup or through the blur. So any answers I give, or it just feels like everything's going through that, even though it's seen. Everything's kind of coming through that blur.
So when I say who is looking at the blur, what is the answer? It doesn't matter even if it's coming through the blur. What is the answer?
I don't know.
So let's look at it this way. Are you aware right now?
Yeah.
Do you see the blur that confirms this?
No.
So there is something which is not the blur, isn't it? So what happens is when we say, am I aware now? Then awareness witnesses its own self. Awareness being aware of awareness itself. The only non-phenomenal seeing. This cannot leave you, you see. So no matter how strong the blur becomes, even if you're not understanding a word, you cannot lose this awareness because you are that.
That
Yes.
that's how I feel like I don't understand anything at all, and I don't even really want to.
Yes.
I don't really even want to understand a thing. I just um I don't even know if they, you know. I don't even know. I just feel like I don't know anything.
Yes, and that is very
Um,
good. That is very good. Hmm. I also feel like I don't know anything. Hmm. Hmm. So I
it's
don't
just
know
this.
anything should not give you room to suffer. If you really didn't know anything, then you would not have even expectations of what must happen or not. And then everything that is coming will be welcome because you don't know what to expect, you see.
I just think the thought that's being believed is that there has to be some sort of joy for to say that I recognize who I am because everyone seems to be happy, and maybe that's the thought that's getting
Yes. Yes.
belief.
And it's a big combination here, you see. It's a combination of thoughts. At first, I must be a certain way to prove that I have understood something. And when I look at the others, then I see them this certain way, and I feel bad that they seem to be in this joy and I am not. So there's a lot of
Mm.
I here. And none of these I's is you see.
Yeah. So you can be aware of your true self and totally miserable. It doesn't matter. I
But
don't
you
know.
will first be without this expectation
Uh,
of being joyful.
hmm.
You cannot say that I'm completely free, I've realized, but I still want to keep this expectation of what should appear. Okay? That's why we say that even a blade of grass you cannot carry. Any concept you cannot carry, any belief. Even the smallest belief will seem like it's such a big pain. Even the most rational seeming expectation we should not have, or we will not have.
it seems rational because everyone, like you, Muji, Gangaji, they all say there's a lot of joy, and it's like, well, I don't feel that, so I mustn't be like that, you know. It's
Yes.
what the mind
But,
comes up with.
but none of us will say that when there was an expectation of joy, then joy came. Okay?
Yeah.
And I cannot tell you that drop the expectation of joy and then joy will come, because then it will become another form of the expectation, you see.
Yeah.
I'm dropping the expectation so that joy can come, which is again the same expectation.
Well, that's something as well that comes. It's like, how can I not want to not suffer? It's like, you know, drop all these expectations, drop desire, drop this, drop that, but it's all about not wanting to suffer. And it's like, how can you not want to not suffer? You
How can
know,
you not want to not suffer?
yeah, it's
Yes,
like
yes,
that won't stop. It just keeps wanting not. There's this feeling of not wanting to suffer, and it won't go away. You
yes.
know.
Because it's this person which is not wanting to suffer, you see. But the person itself means suffering. The
Yeah.
person is trying to figure out this life. The person is trying to lead a suffering free life.
Hmm.
So, all this logic and rationalization is another form of the ego itself, which is trying to lead a liberated or free life, you see.
So I don't know.
Mhm.
There's a seeing of this. There's a knowing that this like something that like I don't know. This like you asked me if um the, I can't remember what the question was, but about was I really what was the question I asked? I can't remember in the chat. Um,
Were you
uh,
saying it conversationally, or do you really mean, or are you really believing all this about yourself?
yeah, there's sometimes it's conversationally, but then something it's seen as conversationally. It's seen as just it's seen. Like I don't know. Somehow it's seen, and there's all a story,
Yes.
and but then there's something that like is defending the story. Something I see it in Jessie. Like I see it in my daughter, my young daughter.
Yes.
She'll be crying, and it's like it's all right, and you'll start laughing, and she's trying not to laugh. It's like this something wants to cry, you know, sort of thing. I see that
Yes.
happening as well here. Like it's the story scene, and then but something, yeah. I don't know.
Okay. So, what is being believed right now?
Uh, nothing. I don't know.
Mhm.
Don't.
You can say, even if it sounds embarrassing, you can just say it.
Right now, I don't have a thought in my head right now.
Yes.
That okay. That um something wants to suffer. That was the thought that I was trying to get to.
Yes. So, something can want to suffer, or it can want to be in a state of joy, but that something is not you, isn't it?
You say that, but I don't see that.
Huh?
Everyone's saying that, but I don't see that.
You do see it.
I believe you, but
No, don't believe me. Don't believe me. You see it, because what's happening is you're saying that something wants to suffer. Who sees that? It's very simple. You say that there is something that wants to suffer, Who sees that? If you didn't see it, then how would you report it?
Okay, I see that. I see that.
Yes, you see that, isn't it? So
Yeah.
the one that is seen, is that also wanting to suffer? The problem only happens when we identify with this something as myself. But you said very nice, it is something that wants to suffer. So who sees it? You see it. Is the one who is seeing it also wanting to suffer?
So that it's just okay. So okay. I don't know. I just got lost. I kind of got it and then I got lost. I saw something, but
Very,
then I got lost again.
very simple. It's very simple. See, the mind will play all sorts of tricks so that you seem to keep missing the point. It'll try to
Yes,
be very confusing. It'll make it very blurry, but it is caught now.
that's what it feels like. It's seen and then suddenly it's like the mind goes blur and takes over and it's
Yes,
gone.
yes, yes.
That's what
Just let the
happens.
mind do whatever it wants. Let the mind do whatever it wants. You see the mind, and you are able to report that the mind is doing this and the mind is doing that. You are not doing it, you see. There'll be something strong which will want to end the conversation. Because in the presence of satsang, it will seem like it is stuck in this place and it will try all sorts of tactics. So now it has tried to confuse you, it has tried to confound you, it has made everything very blurry. Now, what it might try is to just say, okay, okay, enough for today, maybe next time, or something like that. But I am not going anywhere if you are not going anywhere.
No, but if it does that, then you have to keep me here.
Yeah, yeah. Tell Zoe to start driving and to come to your place fast and restrain you right here.
Yeah. So it's like that. I kind of feel like. Sorry, I just yeah. I feel like it's just like a misplaced I. It's just like you're misplacing your sense of self. Because when you said
Yes,
that, who sees that? It's like me. I just said
yes,
it. I don't know because like the mind was saying that I'm the one who on the other side. I can't remember what it was about, but it was like I'm the other one.
yes, yes,
But then when you said it, it was like that's me who
yes,
sees it.
yes. It's as simple as this. That's what we mean when we say witness or witnessing. It's real. It's like this. It is not an esoteric concept. It is not something mystical. It is the most regular thing.
But it's not me as like what I'm used to.
Yes, it is not you as a person. It is not you as a body. It is not you as a mind. It is you as what you have always been. Only this seeing. You see?
But there's nothing there. It's nothing
There
there
is
to.
nothing there. Yes, there is nothing. There is no thing there. for this one, does it need anything?
I think this is still the person idea. The one that's hearing what you just asked. Feels a bit personal.
Yes.
It's thinking now about how amazing it is. Like,
Yes, don't hand it over to the mind, you see, because if you hand it over to the mind, it'll at best it'll say, okay, you got it now. At best it'll say that, and then tomorrow morning when you wake up, it'll say, oh, yesterday you had it and now you lost it. So don't give it to the mind for confirmation or even for its opinion. Don't take a second opinion. I'm a doctor with which you don't need a second opinion. And definitely don't take a second opinion from the mind.
okay.
So it's very simple. When we say, are you aware now? What is the answer?
Yes.
Yeah. Hmm?
So that's it. That's who I am. It's kind of empty.
Yes.
There's
Empty.
kind of nothing there.
Yes, there is nothing there. But is it a negative nothing? Does it feel like, oh, it's really nothing, such a disappointing nothing? Or is it just that there's nothing? It's just.
There's both. The
Huh?
mind's like, there's both. The mind was like, this is really not what I wanted at all.
Yes, the mind really does not want it. It does not want it.
This was not what I was expecting.
Yeah. It can never match the
Uh,
mind's expectation, but it is much better than any expectation the mind can have. Because the mind's expectation is that yourself is an experience or yourself is a state, and any experience cannot stay, no matter how sublime. In fact, there was a quote posted yesterday or today, which is that no matter how sublime an experience is, after a while you get tired of it. We discussed this, isn't it? The best food, how many plates will you eat? Best music, how many times will you hear the song? The most sublime experience. After a while, you want to go back into the nothingness. The purity, the neutrality of nothingness is my idea of heaven. Every night we want to go to sleep because we get tired of experiencing. We want to be nothing.
does it take a bit of getting used to?
Yes, it can seem like that. Initially, it might even seem like it's become everything seems a bit unsteady. You seem like you're in limbo for a while, but you just stay in satsang and you will see that this beautiful neutrality will settle in very nicely and you don't lose anything. All the appearances will still continue, but they will lose their bite, they will lose their sting. Because this seeing, which you have seen yourself to be, cannot be touched by any appearance.
It feels like nothing, and that's a bit weird. It just feels like a nothing.
Yes.
Uh, it feels a bit scary, actually.
Yes, to the
I don't
mind it
know.
can be. To the mind it can be, and the mind can go a bit berserk right now because it is feeling that its dominance is coming to an end. And that is why a few minutes back we said, I can sense that the mind is a bit stuck now. It doesn't know what to do. That is why the hot seat is very great. Because the mind is stuck now. It doesn't know what to do. You cannot convince me about what you are. And in front of me, it cannot convince you about what you are. There's nowhere to go. So let it get squeezed out like this, and you will see that this is freedom.
Yeah.
Don't give anything to the mind to confirm. Don't ask for an opinion from the mind also. In any case, I'm sure it's offering up a lot of opinions to you. Just let them come and go.
There's not much trust.
Yeah.
Even though the last few weeks have been a bit crazy, there's not a lot of trust left in the mind.
Yeah.
I mean, there's sticky spots, but well, the last couple of weeks I've seen some sticky spots.
Yes.
Um,
It's very good. In fact, sometimes when you write the, the posts which are like full of the most anguish and the most suffering, I sense an opportunity. I sense an
yeah,
opportunity that one who goes through so much anguish and suffering must now be open to accept what is being said in satsang. So anytime the blur comes and tries to confuse you again, just give the question, am I aware now? So all of this will get cleared up, cleared up, cleared up.
and the yes is who I am. When you say that, the yes
Yes,
is who you are. Who you are.
yes,
Instead of the mind going, hang on, let me see. Am I aware now?
exactly,
Oh, I don't know.
exactly,
Maybe I'm not getting it.
exactly,
It's just
exactly. This is
that
very, yes, yes,
it's
exactly.
just the yes. That's who you are.
Yes, the mind only has conjecture to offer you. The mind only has opinions. This yes has a finality about it, you see. It is seen clearly.
Because that's what's been happening. Like every time I hear this question, it's like, yes, but blah blah blah
Yes,
blah blah. The mind's, and then you think that you start to believe that. But the yes is quite simple.
it's simple. It's the simplest thing. To realize yourself without the intervention of the mind is the simplest thing. This is good. Now we'll take a snapshot of this shining face and compare it to the one that started this conversation.
That's what I haven't wanted to read. That's the horriblest face. So I just keep it hidden.
Very good.
No one.
So here's a tip for all of you. Anytime you want to hide from satsang, you must come into satsang and come on the hot seat. Because for me, it is an opportunity with so much openness, so much grace flowing, you see.
Thank you, Father.
You're so welcome. So welcome. Very good. So happy. So happy. Very
I can't do this because I've only got one hand, and the other hand's holding the phone.
good.
I can't. So namaste, one-handed.
He really caught you today with no options left. You can hear what is being said here. This is very good.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. So much love to you. It's the simplest thing. Mind makes it needlessly complicated. That's all part of the play.
It is. It is. It is. I can't believe it. How simple it is. I'm just like, what? What? Uh, yeah.
See now your words will sound like scripture. They will sound like Mhm.
I'm getting sore cheeks. Can I go now? Okay. Okay, thank you.
No, thank you.
I'll be.
You get the light, please? Yeah. Yeah. That's fine. Mhm. Yeah, she's trying to control the grin now, but it won't go away. It's that easy. It just sticks. Mhm. Exactly. The Bhagwati ji is feeling better now. Mhm. You're looking very well. Very good. No, we have no audio. Huh? It's okay. It's okay. It's fine. It's fine. Good. So would anyone else like to say something before we end with the song?
This stage of neutrality
Mata says this space of neutrality,
is really the central point.
it seems that there is a central point, okay? And it feels like you are the center, or what does it feel?
I think it's gone. Maybe from the beginning.
Okay, so this space of neutrality, and there's the center point. Who sees the center point?
In the center.
You're in the center. And who sees that you're in the center? Is it from the center that you're seeing that you're in the center? Or is it that there's another image which is getting created which is showing you in the center? And if it is another image, then who is witnessing this image?
Something in my chest.
Yes. Yes.
Musicality.
Strong vibration. And you are the witnessing of even this, isn't it? And if the witnessing getting affected by the vibration, we can check. So the same way that you're witnessing me speaking, the same way you're witnessing that there's some strong energy in the chest. But the one who is seeing this, the witnessing of this, check if that is touched by any of this. Is that touched by any of this? So are you here with all these vibrations? Or are you here which is witnessing of all? Any trouble behind? No trouble. Is there any desire there? Do you want freedom also? From there, from the perspective of this witnessing as awareness, do you want freedom? So who's going to sing for us today? I keep getting this feeling that there are some undiscovered singers in the Sangha. Undiscovered singers who've been shy to sing. Mhm. Okay, so let this be a warning to all the undiscovered singers that we'll start picking on them and start to volunteer them to start singing. But for now, one of the discovered ones can sing. Yeah. Yeah, we have many. Shanti can sing, Amba can sing, Zoe can sing, Jayani can sing also. Louise, I don't know whether I've heard her sing. Bhagwati ji and Nirmai. Mhm. We'll pick on all of you, don't worry. Don't stop coming to the hangout now. Mhm. Jasminder already has that look, don't take my name. I won't come to the hangout ever again. Yeah? Okay. So who's going? Zoe is going next. Very good. Very
I
good.
will sing. I've learned a new song, Father, so I'm not
Very-
singing the Gayatri mantra every single time. So
Yes.
so I hope I remember the words. This was one that Amber suggested. So thank you, Amber. I've had lots of beautiful suggestions for bhajans from everybody. So
Very good.
I'll
I'll
just
mute
sing.
myself now.
Mere Gurudev Charanon par Sumana Shraddha ke arpit hai tere hiden hai jo hai Madhi tujako समर्पित है न प्रीति है प्रतीति है न ही पूजा की शक्ति है न प्रीति है प्रतीति है नाही पूजा की शक्ति है मेरा यमन मेरा यतन मेरा कंकन समर्पित है मेरे गुरुदेव Charanam Bhat Sumana Shraddha Ke Arpit Hai Tumhi ho bhava mein mere Pukharo mein Vicharo mein Tumhi ho bhava mein mere vicharo mein pukaro mein banaleyan abujko mere savat समर्पित है मेरे गुरुदेव चरणों पर सुमना श्रद्धा के अर्पित है
Thank you so much. Very beautiful. All that is here is ever surrendered at the feet of beloved Gurudev, Sri Mujiji. Thank you all so very much for joining in this beautiful satsang today. Mujiji ki jai.
Jay.
Jay. Ananta Ji ki? Jay.
Yay! Yay!
Jay.
Thank you, Amba, for moderating so beautifully.
You're welcome. Thank you.
So you can stop the broadcast now.